So what is your name?
I'm Jake Nelson. I'm the founder of Aura Optics.
All right. Where did it come from?
So we actually started an outerwear company like 2 years ago, and just through that, it flopped pretty quick. We just decided we wanted to get into something else and got some good manufacturing contacts and decided goggles is what we wanted to do. My business partner and I, his name's Schaefer, we both work at Sports Authority. We were selling goggles, and both being skiers, we just realized there was like huge problems with what was out there, and everything was overpriced, so we just decided to do it ourselves.
So what makes your goggles unique?
So they sit higher on your face, so it's easier to breathe when you're hiking. They don't fog up as much. You can swap the lenses out with gloves on in under 15 seconds, with mittens on in under a minute. And replacement lenses for them are only $40, so that's much cheaper than what's out there. And your straps interchange, so you've got different color options and different stuff like that.
Do you manufacture your goggles?
So we have a manufacturer right now. Our manufacturing is done in China. We have a new manufacturer that we're looking into that's actually based out of Salt Lake, out in Tooele, I guess. But we are still working with getting that because as of right now, it's about anywhere between 4 and 6 times as much produced locally. But we're working on getting that cost down. So hopefully by next year we'll be domestic production.
So what are your goals? Where do you see Aura Optics in 5 years?
So in 5 years, we want to have 3% of the goggle market. Our goal for this season is to hit 0.1%, which is 1,000 pairs of goggles.
So are your sales on par with your projections?
We actually will not have products because of some manufacturing delays. We won't have products for another, I think, 6 days. We have 250, now we have 270 pre-orders. So we're well on our way. I think we should do fine. I think all told we'll probably do about 600 or 700 pairs this first season.
That's awesome. How many employees do you have?
So we don't have any paid employees other than we have sales reps that earn commission. We have about 10 of those. It's myself, my business partner Schaefer, and then we have a team manager who handles our athletes. And then we have our athlete team and our media team. But as far as like employees actually working, it's just us three, the team manager and Schaefer and myself.
All right. How many hours a week do you work?
I couldn't even tell you. I'm on my phone probably 3 hours a day doing emails and calls.
Awesome. Where is your headquarters?
In Schaefer's garage. We built an extension on the back and built a workshop and office back there.
Was it hard to figure out your business plan?
Just as far as the structure and the budget and all that,
Yeah.
It kind of just came as we went. We kind of developed it along the way as we got started, and then we actually originally received seed funding from the U of U, and you had to have a business plan to be eligible for that. So we had to write it up for those contests, and so that actually got that taken care of pretty early on.
Okay. What is your mission, vision, values?
So our mission is to be one of the premier goggle manufacturers for the elite market. So we produce a high-performance product that's highly customizable. So it's not quite as expensive as what's out there, but it performs about the same on the same level. And with some of the stuff we have in the works, we hope to get up kind of the top level with some electronic integration, which will come out in the next couple of years. Our values are that we want to give back to the planet. We'll be doing 1% for the planet. And customer service is our first and foremost thing. So if anything's wrong with the goggles, we'll replace them. And if you snap them on your face like on a rail, we'll take care of you the same way. So really backing our product there. And then the other value that's really important to us is rider feedback. We base our designs hugely off what our athletes like, the input we get from them. We're able to tweak it and fine tune it. So it's skier owned, skier designed, skier driven.
So you said that you started as Esky clothing, right? Or equipment,
Yes.
outerwear, whatever. But are you thinking of expanding out of goggles? Or?
So we had it was like technically a different company we did outerwear with, and what we realized is it's just like too much to step into. So while we have goggles right now, optics will be our focus, so we will, I think, eventually expand into sunglasses or probably a few years out. And with the technology we've come up with Anti-Fog, I think scuba goggles will actually be our next branch, just because Anti-Fog technology is the same. But we will have apparel, but it will be for riders only and athletes only for at least the next 2 years or so.
What has been your biggest challenge so far?
China. Just dealing with China is the hardest thing ever. Our full product shipment from the order we placed from Kickstarter was supposed to be here on October 1st, and we got an email 3 days before that asking for us to confirm the samples so they could start production, when they had already told us they'd started, and there was a miscommunication there, and we're now just going to get goggles this week. So just dealing with that whole mess has been hard. It's difficult. You have to be very, very explicit about every little step and every little detail.
Do you have any regrets?
Probably, I would say, like, the way our Kickstarter campaign could have been much better. We hired a media consultant that was to help us with that, and he, like, flopped really bad. We actually ended up having to get a lawyer and fire him during our Kickstarter, because he just like wasn't doing anything, and that kind of got a little bit nasty. So it'd probably be like not doing that, not bringing him on board at all would probably be the biggest regret.
And then last question, what's your most successful marketing effort?
Honestly, the most successful stuff is Instagram. Instagram's our bread and butter. That gets like 10 times the traffic that our website gets on a daily basis. And 80% of our website traffic comes from Instagram.
Well, thanks so much, Jake. You've been awesome.
No problem.